Oh man. Oh man. I do not feel too good. Oh, I am so unhappy. Why? Why did it have to happen? Ah, it kills me. Nioh Free is bad. Why? Give me back my excitement, Team Ninja. Why did you do this? Uh, Remember, was it yesterday or the day before that? I was like, hey, did you see? They announced the Nioh Free. Hey, it has a demo. I played the demo. The demo is bad. It is basically Nioh, but everything that was good about Nioh, they removed it. It is not obviously bad. As soon as you jump into it, it kind of dawns upon you as you play the game. How can I say this? When the first complaint, it probably encompasses a lot, is that every enemy is way overtuned. Most of the common enemy deal a relatively acceptable amount of damage, I would say. It is not worse. Actually, it may be a bit worse than the Nioh one, the damage you take from the enemies. But then, among the many normal enemies that you encounter, so many of them do actually deal too much damage. But to make matters worse, they do not only deal a lot of damage, they also do not receive many. It feels like every enemy in the game is overtuned. They have way too much health, and they deal a bit too much damage. And leveling up does not help. It is not just the leveling up. The equipment you get does not help either. I saw the amount of damage you get. When you get an equipment upgrade, it looks like it is not bad. You get about 10% more whatever the equipment gives. So 10% more defense or 10% more damage. So it does not look bad, but you do not feel the difference. So I think the enemies are leveling with you. There may be some kind of level scaling. I am not sure about that. What I am sure about is that regardless of what you equip, the enemies are way overtuned. It is no good. They also removed weapons. You have less weapons in the game. You have 6 weapons. There is the katana. Oh, there is more than that. Oh, yeah, it is worse. They remove the ability to carry 2 of the weapon you want at the same time. You can carry 2 weapons at the same time, but not 2 of the weapon you want. So for instance, you cannot have the katana and the spear. I will explain real quick. So you have the katana, the spear, the odachi, the double katana, the cycle, and a new weapon, which is the talon. It is like the claws and talon in Ninja Gaiden. So you have those 6 weapons plus the bow and the cannon, I think. Yeah, the cannon was there. So there are those weapons, but you can only equip a sword or a spear or an odachi and a double sword or a cycle or a talon. Why? Because they made the character work on some kind of stance switch. The stances are still there. You still have medium, high, and low stances for each weapon. Although now you have to unlock it. They are in the skill tree. You no longer start the game with all 3 stances. You have to unlock it for every weapon. So you have to unlock low stance for one weapon, low stance for the other weapon, low stance for the other, and then high stance for the high stance. They fucked up the skill tree as well. It is all in a circle, very difficult to navigate, instead of a neat list. All the good shit that used to be in the skill tree is no longer in the skill tree. So now, in the skill tree, you only get the basic shit that you have to unlock. Very basic shit. Like, there is nothing spectacular in the skill tree. There are a few, they call them martial arts now. It used to be called heavy attack or charge attack or whatever. Now they are called martial arts, and you have to unlock them. You start with only 1 heavy attack per weapon. Well, obviously, at least you start with 1. No, 2 actually. You have the neutral heavy attack, and then the heavy attack that comes in a combo. So there is that. And the other ones you have to unlock via the skill tree. What they did, so I was talking about stances that you have to unlock. There is a stance that you start with the game. You start the game with that stance, and it is a lot of the new gameplay is centered around that new stance thing, and it really encourages you to switch between them. They are called Samurai and Ninja. You press a button, and you twirl like Wonder Woman, and you change your gear. I guess it works for cosplay, but does not really make me feel good. I do not like the idea that you have and you should transform yourself. I do not know if I complained about it before, but it looks kind of like those gacha games where you have multiple characters and they expect you to change a character mid-combo to continue the combo with a different style of character. It feels the same way. It feels like they transformed the combat into one of those gacha slop that you get from China. It feels weird. So basically, you have 2 sets of equipment at all times. That means that whenever you get new pieces of equipment, you have to explore both of your sets. You have your samurai set. Oh, I got new helmet. Let's see if it works with that with my build. Okay, that helmet is good. Good. Oh, I have to go look on the ninja if I have a new helmet. Okay, I have a new... No, it is not. Okay, whatever. Next. Oh, you have to pay a chest piece. Alright. So all the time spent trying to get better... Well, looking at the equipment you got from the ground. All the time you spend remaking your build every time you drop something, it is doubled. Because now you have to spec 2 characters at the same time. I find it really tedious. And tedious is something that comes a lot with that game. As I said, the enemies feel overtuned, and it makes the overworld tedious to navigate. Because you will encounter many enemies. The overworld, it is an open world game. The open world is pretty dense. A shame. Because the overworld is dense, and the enemies are buff, and they follow you very far. That means you have to engage in battle. Most of the time, not all of the time. Sometimes you can outrun the enemies, but sometimes you can run for a long time and you are still getting followed. And as I said, the enemies kill you pretty fast and they take forever to kill. Oh man, I want it back. Give me back my happiness, Timmy Ninja. You stole my happiness from me. Why did you do it? How could you announce a game that was very exciting to be announced? And then deliver that piece of shit. It just feels wrong. Have you played Rise of the Ronin? Well, imagine Rise of the Ronin, which was already not that great. It was pretty good, huh? It is pretty good, Rise of the Ronin. But it is not that good. Well, imagine Rise of the Ronin, but instead, it is Nioh and it sucks. That is terrible to say, huh? I hate it. Imagine Rise of the Ronin, but worse. Rise of the Ronin was already a game where it felt you did not have a lot of room for creativity. It did feel like it was railroading you a lot. When Nioh 3 is actually worse than that. As I said, the stance switch between Samurai and Ninja is forced really hard down your throat, to the point where it is a major mechanic in the fights. At some point, enemies have the ability to do a big attack, which is the red shiny attack that many enemies have in video games. In Stranger of Paradise, those attacks are unblockable, so you have to dodge them. In Nioh 3, those attacks, you have to parry them. Kind of. It gets confusing because you have a button to block and parry, and then you have your style switch button. But the style switch button does not block attacks. Turns out that if you style switch when an enemy red attack connects, then you parry it. It is very counterintuitive, because sometimes you will hesitate between blocking and style switching, except that style switching does not block attack. So sometimes you will try to style switch to block an attack, a normal attack, that is not parryable, because the style switching only parries the red attacks. So as you play, it gets confusing. An enemy comes at you with a normal attack, and you are like, oh, should I block? Should I style switch? And you style switch, and you take the attack right in the face, because you cannot block with the style switch. Sucks. Sucks, I hate it. I hate it so much. Likewise, you may be tempted to block red attacks, but they act as unblockable attacks. So only the style switch does actually block the red attacks. You can also try to dodge them, but I noticed something very terrible about them. They have absolutely massive hitbox. That means that most of those red attacks, unless you are already very far from the enemy, you may not be able to block them. It is possible, but the timing is pretty tight, and the hitbox is so huge that sometimes you will try to dodge through a red attack and end up being hit anyway. Speaking of the dodge, it has a few recovery frames after the dodge, but I found myself getting hit a lot right after my dodges. I am not sure about that, but I think enemy attack animation have more hit frames than your dodge has dodge frames. So if you try to dodge backwards to avoid an enemy attack, there is a high chance, very high chance that you will actually take damage out of your dodge. So I found that the dodge does not really work well unless you are already pretty far from the enemy. Turns out it is only really good against projectiles. You will mostly use the block, and I think Team Ninja expects you to use the block because there is a tutorial at the beginning of the game. When you get your first skill point, they strongly encourage you to take the deflect skill, which is a skill you do not start with, but you buy it only once. It works for all weapons. So the ability to perfect block an attack is not something you start the game with. You have to buy it from the tree. Luckily, it is one of the first things you can buy. I guess that is a waste of point and time then. Why do you not start the game with it, if they really want you to use it? I do not get it. Why not start with the perfect block like we always did in every game? Including Nioh. Man, it feels a lot like Nioh 3 is actually made by the B team. It does not feel like a Team Ninja game at all. I know Team Ninja fell off a lot, but it feels less Team Ninja than Ninja Gaiden 3. Actually, it feels a lot like Ninja Gaiden 3. It does everything wrong. I really cannot recommend Nioh 3. I don't think I have much more to say about it. It is a pretty bad picture. Oh yes, of course, the usual open world is drab and boring. There is nothing to do there. It is the usual, you have enemy camps you can take. To do it, just kill every enemy in it. I noticed a twist in that formula. Is that when you kill enemy camps, for instance, the camp I encounter had 11 enemies in it. But there are only 10 enemies in the camp. Turns out that you have to kill all 10 enemies, and then the 11th one is a kind of boss. But it is not really a boss. It is just a powered up normal enemy. For me, it was a bunch of bandits. So I killed all the bandits, normal. They were not actually overtuned. The fights were proper. And then the boss comes out, and it is just another bandit, but he has a lot of health and deals a lot of damage. That son of a bitch fucking killed me. Yeah, it happened. I was full health. He gave me an axe attack, and I just died. And I was like, oh, fuck you, that is not fair. Come on. You cannot just give... Yeah, you made me work my way through that camp, and then that fucking asshole comes out of nowhere. I fucking kick his ass, but he has so much health. And then he finally sneak an attack on me, just when he is about to die. And that is enough to kill me? Fuck you. Seriously. I went back to the camp, and you know what? You have to redo the entire thing. Every fucking enemy respawns. God fucking damn it. And then the second time I aced it because I was ready. I knew that I did not have any right to get hit by the final enemy, so I took my precaution and I fucking bust his ass. And the reward was a bunch of shitty gear. I do not even think I got any piece of equipment from that fight that actually upgraded my character. It was a complete waste of time. I am really not liking that game. Oh, there is one positive. I think they made the bow much stronger. You can actually use the bow to kill enemies effectively. A lot of them, well, I did not try it on demons. I tried it only on human enemies. But yeah, human enemies actually die in one hit from in the head, from the bow. And except for a strong enemy, strong human enemy, he actually fell off the ground, like they usually do in Nioh when you headshot an enemy that is strong. But compared to Nioh 1, where when you shoot a strong enemy in the head, he falls on the ground, having taken very minimal damage. In the case of Nioh 3, the enemy fell on the ground with only a very little health left. So yeah, the bow is actually quite effective. I am happy about that. Well, that is not enough for me to want to buy the game, unfortunately. This is going to be a pass for me. I do not think I want to buy Nioh 3. It is just too tedious. They made it feel like work. I do not want to... I still have it installed. I still have the demo installed. I may come back to it. Give it another shot, but I do not want to. It just feels that bad. Team Ninja, you so disappoint me. What the fuck? Also, they had that thing that is really confusing. I saw it in a few games. When you create a character, they ask you body type. I tried the option. And the first one is a man and the second one is a woman. I don't get it. The fuck is that? Why is it not sex? Why is it sex now, really? We all have sex. I thought people liked having sex. Very confusing. Oh fuck, I did not... Yeah! They added a fucking double jump in the game! What the fuck? Oh yes, you can jump now. You can jump, yeah! But they added a double jump. Why? I tried exploring the world. It is not even useful. Seriously, I already talked about double jumps in game before. In games. There is one reason to have a double jump. I will probably elaborate on this. First, I want to say that in most games you play, in like 19... You know what? Fuck it. In 99% of the games you play that have a double jump, the double jump is fucking useless. Nothing the double jump does could not be achieved with a normal jump. The only reason the double jump is there is to add padding. And I am pretty sure the game designers are not even aware of it. I think they only put double jumps in their games because it is some kind of standard. They are like, yeah, you know, it is a video game, so it has to have a double jump. Like, there is no critical thinking behind it. They do it for no reason. They just do it because they feel obligated to. They are stupid. Game designers are stupid. At least the new ones. Game designers are fucking retarded. Just put the double jump in there because they feel like they have to. They feel like it is industry standard. Fuck you, seriously. There is one reason to have a double jump in a game. No, actually, there are two reasons that you can have a double jump in the game. The first reason, I think it should be the most obvious one, is for a game where you do not start with the double jump. You start with a normal jump and then eventually you unlock the double jump. Then, the double jump allows you to go to areas that were inaccessible before. So it helps exploring little by little. It is an exploration element. It is an upgrade to the character. There it kind of makes sense. It is still not useful per se, because there are other ways you could do exploration. Like, as much shit as I gave for Blasphemous, Blasphemous actually did this right. You see, I thought it would have I thought Blasphemous would have a double jump. In the end, it did not have. What they did instead is that they gave you the equivalent of double jump for Blasphemous is the red platforms. You know, those platforms that do not appear until you have a new item. This is what replaces the double jump in Blasphemous, basically. And it is fine. See, you do not have to have a double jump in a game, even for means of exploration. Right, then we get to the second reason. This one is more of an action game reason, but it works with platforming as well. It only works with one type of double jump. You have several types of double jump. You have the double jump you can activate, like you jump and during the go up portion on your jump, you can do another jump. Then there is the jump that only activates in the apex, like in Shinobi 3. And then there is the double jump you can activate at any moment, like even when you fall. Like you jump, you fall, you fall, you fall, you fall. Oh, I am falling very far, very far. And then you arrive at the bottom and you are like, aha, I am jumping again. There is that kind of jump. This is what I would call the action double jump. This one can actually be used to great extent by great designers because it allows you to dodge projectiles mid-air and access platforms that would otherwise be actually inaccessible with a normal jump. Because, let's imagine you have a platform, then you have a wall that goes lower than your platform, and then on the other side you have another platform. That kind of double jump allows you to jump under that wall and then jump from under the wall back onto the platform that is on the other side. So this is the kind of jump that put in the hands of a good designer does actually unlock a lot of possibilities. When this is the kind of double jump they put in Nioh 3. It is a double jump you can activate at any point during your jump. Just a problem, it does not help in combat, obviously, because enemies are melee centric and their attack have infinite tracking. So the jump is completely useless in battle, and the level design does not reflect the reason the double jump exists at all. Like, level design is basic as shit. It is basically the same level design as Rise of the Ronin. So there is really no reason to have that double jump at all, except because it is an industry standard. Which is weird there, because Nioh 1 and I do not think Nioh 2 either have the double jump. That reinforces my idea, speculation, that Nioh 3 is actually made by the B team. Man, Team Ninja is such a letdown lately. I mean, Stranger of Paradise is great, huh? I'm going to play it real soon. I was so disappointed to see. I have really bad feeling about Ninja Gaiden 4. Already I was disappointed to see that it was Platinum Games that was in charge of Ninja Gaiden. As good as the games of Platinum Games are, they are no Ninja Gaiden. They never made a game that comes anywhere close to Ninja Gaiden. They do not have the right design philosophy for Ninja Gaiden. They are not the same people. They do not do the same stuff. And I can tell you already that Ninja Gaiden 4, maybe, it is a big maybe, it is going to be a good game, but it is not going to be a good Ninja Gaiden game. I do not even think it is going to be a Ninja Gaiden fight game. I think we may have another Yaiba on our hands. I am afraid it is going to be another Ninja Gaiden Z. Except it will not be dog shit. But it will not be Ninja Gaiden either. Man. What happened to Team Ninja? Did the staff get laid off or what? I am afraid Team Ninja may have been overtaken by someone else. Maybe they had a change in direction? Like the boss? Maybe they changed boss and it changed the team that was in charge of making games? I have a very bad feeling about Team Ninja. There is something wrong. You can tell. You can tell by playing Ninja Gaiden 3. Fuck. Well, yes, Ninja Gaiden 3 was already a very bad signal. But they gave me hope. They gave me hope when they did Razor's Edge. I like Razor's Edge. Razor's Edge is good. It is not as good as Ninja Gaiden 2, but it is good. It is a major step up. Sometimes I feel like it is even better than Sigma 2. I know Sigma 2 has a lot of issues. People think Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 has a lot of issues. And they are right on some of them. And they are wrong on others. But I would say mostly they are right about Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2 having issues. And basically it is a mixed bag. Huh? Both Sigma 2 and Razor's Edge have issues. Ninja Gaiden 3 we do not talk about. It is an absolute piece of shit. And this is why I had hope. Because I saw Razor's Edge and I was like, hey, see, they can actually make it. They can make a good Ninja Gaiden game. If they try. But seeing how Nioh 3 completely misunderstands Nioh, or at least tries to experiment, but the experiment goes very wrong. I am losing hope. I think Team Ninja is dead. I think it is over. Like for real this time. I do not see a dev team doing Ninja Gaiden 3, then somehow waking the fuck up and pulling off a Razor's Edge. And then they have a bunch of good games. And then suddenly they pull another Ninja Gaiden 3. And what a coincidence too! Ninja Gaiden 3 was dog shit, Nioh 3 is dog shit. Why does it have to be the third game? Is there anything else to say? I think I will just launch the game. Wash off the bad taste of the shit game by playing a good game. Which is very ironic because Stranger of Paradise is basically Nioh, except Final Fantasy. And it is great! I am having a good time with Stranger of Paradise. Except for a few quirks here and there. Here and there a few bosses are overtuned, but otherwise it is a good experience. A great experience even, when it comes to the gearing is good. Well, I do not engage a lot with it, but it has the opportunity to be great. The itemization is actually good. It is not perfect. I have some complaints about it, but it is good. I am afraid that Stranger of Paradise is going to be the final good Team Ninja game. Wait, no. Stranger of Paradise is actually pretty old. So maybe Rise of the Ronin is the final good Team Ninja game then. Let's have a look real quick. I want to see what they did, what games they made. Do we have a list somewhere? Controversies. Depiction of women. Excessive violence in Ninja Gaiden 2. Oh? Dead or Alive Dimension was banned in Sweden and Australia? Why? Due to the writing board determining that the character appeared too young. Seriously? They are not young, they are teens. Do they not have movies with teens in Sweden? Is it only adult movies? The fuck is wrong with Sweden? And what about Australia? Australia and New Zealand stated that their contained no objectionable content and resubmitted the game. Wait, why did they? Australian politician Brennan O'Connor urged the Australian board to examine the title. Oh, speaking of Dead or Alive, that is another problem I have with Team Ninja that you probably all have as well. Dead or Alive 6 and 5 to some extent. No, definitely the fucking DLC, seriously. Let's talk about the DLC policies of Dead or Alive. Is it not what kills the game for you? I heard that the gameplay of Dead or Alive 6 is what killed the game. But me personally, I think it is the DLC, huh? The fact that they see a Dead or Alive as nothing more than a storefront. I think this is what is actually killing Dead or Alive. Is the fact they believe it is just a storefront. To sell horny skins to horny people. Anyway, turns out that Dead or Alive Dimension was banned because of a politician. And then they appealed, and it was reinstated. So the ban was only temporary in Australia and New Zealand. But apparently it is still banned in Sweden. Huh? The fuck is wrong with Sweden? Rise of the Ronin not releasing in South Korea? According to report, will not release in South Korea due to Fumiko Yasuda comparing Shoin Yoshida, controversial figure in South Korea, to Socrates. What the fuck is that teen drama again? What the hell? So so it was not published in South Korea, and it was not even given a reason for it. So it is basically a rumor that it was not published in South Korea because of Shoin Yoshida, which is an historical figure. Here is the list of games. Ninja Gaiden. Here we go. Ninja Gaiden 3. What? Razor's Edge was released the same year? So they did Ninja Gaiden 3, which was dog shit, and then right after they managed to pull out Razor's Edge? How the fuck does that happen? That was a very quick fix, huh? That Razor's Edge was not a small patch. It is almost an entire new game. Holy shit, the same year. Then they did Dead or Alive 5, which is a good game. Before Ninja Gaiden 3, they did Metroid Other M. We do not talk about that one. So they did a bunch of bad. Other M. Dead or Alive Dimension does not count because it is a collection, basically. Huh? It is a mix of past Dead or Alive titles. So it is not like they actually created anything new there. So this one does not count. It is good, by the way. So they did Metroid Other M. In order, they did Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2, which most people find. Then they did Metroid Other M, which is. Then they did Ninja Gaiden 3, which is. Then they did Razor's Edge, which is. Not bad. You can do it. Then they did Dead or Alive 5, which is actually pretty good. I like it. Why are they credited for Ninja Gaiden Z? They are not. It was not made by Team Ninja. Co-developed with Spark Unlimited. Okay, so Spark Unlimited did it. Then they did Hero Warrior? No. Co-developed with Omega Force. Yeah, no, it is an Omega Force game. Let's be real. Okay, they did an action Final Fantasy game. Oh, I thought. Okay, so Stranger of Paradise is not their first Final Fantasy game. They did the DCDF Final Fantasy NT first in 2015. Then Nioh, 2017. See, we have a bunch of good shit there. Dead or Alive 5. Hero Warrior does not count because it is clearly made by Omega Force. So we have Razor's Edge, Dead or Alive 5, DCDF Final Fantasy NT. I have no idea how it is, but I suppose it is good because they got hired to make more. Nioh. So we have some really good shit there. Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. Yeah, that does not count. We have more DCDF Final Fantasy. Oh no, that does not count. It is a phone game. Fire Emblem Warriors. No, this is Omega Force. Fuck you. Stop crediting Team Ninja for things they have not done. What the fuck? So, everything good so far, huh? Then in 2019, we get Dead or Alive 6. Ouch. Then we have Nioh 2. I have to play Nioh 2. Then we have Stranger of Paradise. So, okay. Dead or Alive 6, it was a hiccup, okay? Because after that we got Nioh 2, so the hope is still there. We have Stranger of Paradise, which is absolutely great. So I am hopeful. Then we have Wolong. I played it, I played the demo. It was good. I liked it. I may eventually maybe play it on console one day. But the game design of Wolong is good, although it is a bit over-complexified, I think. But it is pretty good. But it runs like shit. Like, it is good on the game design perspective, but on the technical level, yeah. Then we have Rise of the Ronin. Basically the same as Wolong, hein? On the technical level. It really rubs me the wrong way. But the game design is decent. Although it is definitely a downgrade from the previous two games. Stranger of Paradise and Wolong. So we are starting to fall off there. Huh? Then we have Ninja Gaiden 2 Black. Again, it is basically Ninja Gaiden Sigma 2. They did not make a good enough effort on this game. So we are still falling off. They are patching it. They did patch a few things in it, or so I have read. So the hope is not totally gone, but we are falling off. And then we have the unreleased titles, Ninja Gaiden 4, which is actually made by Platinum Games. Stop crediting Team Ninja for things they have not done. And then we have Nioh 3. Nioh 3 is rubbing me really the wrong way. Right, maybe it is too soon to say that Team Ninja is dead. But those last two titles, Ninja Gaiden 4 and Nioh 3, they really do not give me a lot of hope. Ninja Gaiden 4 being not made by Team Ninja, and Nioh 3 being dog shit. I have a very bad feeling. It is maybe too soon to call them dead, but I have a very bad feeling. I need to get Rise of the Ronin. It was not great. It was not very good, but it was decent enough for me to want to play it. And Wolong, I think I want to play it as well, eventually. I was actually on the verge of buying it, but then I went online to see how much it cost. And there is no disc version of the DLC. The DLC is a digital exclusive, and I do not want to spend money on digital items. I do not want to spend money on things I do not own. So unless someday maybe there is a physical version of Wolong that contains everything, that day maybe I will buy it. Otherwise, I think it is a game I will eventually pirate when the times come. If it ever comes, I have so many games to play anyway. Like, this is how bad we have fallen in the video game industry. We reached the point where even pirating a video game is something that is not worth the effort anymore. And it is not like it is a huge effort. All you have to do is click 2 or 3 buttons and the game downloads. But even that does not feel right. Even that, you're like, oh, Mendoxai. Well, looks like the industry finally managed to curbstone piracy, huh? Except that it does not bolster their sales. Monkey paw effect. Aha, we want to kill piracy. I know, we are going to make shit games that no one wants. No one pirates the game anymore. We won. The pirates are dead. No one pirates our games. Yeah, no one plays our games. Oh, shit. We may have gone too far in a few places.